Okay, guys, so we're going to move on now, and this is kind of not only an interesting product, but I think it's an important product. Right now, we are heading into, obviously, we're in what we call our hurricane season down here. And what happens is a lot of people nowadays, we all have cell phones. And when you really start to think about it, if it's a hurricane or a tornado or fires or whatever, well, what's gonna happen if your cell system doesn't work, like your battery runs dead? You always have to have a backup, and you want a backup of a hardwired phone system, because for a lot of communities, your phone systems are all buried underground. So typically, you gotta have a phone, and a lot of times when an emergency happens, the first thing to go is your phone, but why not have a backup system? Now, we have a ton of you who love your Panasonic. This is a 3-handset system that we have available at a great price. This is important though. The price is only good for this hour. It's like a little mini today's special. So when you see that incredible value of $54.99, you've gotta act very, very quickly, because the price goes back up to $74.99 at the end of this hour. So we have a lot to get into, because this system actually takes the best of your cell phone and combines it with a hardwire phone, because of what Panasonic's technology, what they've done in this phone system. So let's go to Lori Leland, who's joining me from her home to talk about the Panasonic. Hi, Lori, welcome back.
Hi, Suze. Your hair looks beautiful tonight.
Thank
and great
you,
trivia, by the way.
I'm trying.
I feel like I really learned something here tonight. But what a great point. I mean, a lot of us really have decided we'd love to have that landline experience at home, and this is Panasonic. Real quick, I just want to point out this #1 up here in the corner, because Panasonic is the #1 global brand when it comes to home phones. And to get this phone system with 3 designer-friendly, crisp white handsets for this low price is crazy. I don't think we've ever seen a price this low. And this is packed with features. So what you're getting with the 3 home handsets is that beautiful backlit 1.6-inch screen. So it's really easy to see. It's glowing amber. All of your numerical keys and command keys are all backlit here. So it's really easy to see. You have that super, super loud speakerphone. So if you're folding the laundry, if you're putting away groceries, you can have a fantastic phone conversation with your mom, whoever you want to talk to. But then right here on every single handset is a dedicated call blocking button. Now, Suze, I don't need to tell you, this is an election year, right? So you're getting the calls. Will you vote for our candidate? Will you contribute to the campaign? On and on and on. And we get really tired of it disrupting our homes. So you don't have to put up with it. All you do is you press that dedicated call blocking right there, and you're going to be able to block that phone number, up to 150 names and numbers. So that is an absolutely awesome feature that you're going to love. You can block a single number. You can block a range of numbers. Listen to that talking caller ID. That's another great feature also. Who is this? Oh, it's
call from anonymous.
Anonymous. Pass, right? So I'm going to touch the call blocking button. I'm going to confirm, and it says right there on the screen, call block. So even an anonymous number, super simple and easy, robust call blocking that makes it really nice and quiet in your home, because you're only getting calls from the people that you care about. And then real quick, you mentioned it, Suzanne, the synergy with your cell phones is amazing here. So you can Bluetooth connect up to 2 phones at the same time, okay? And whenever those cell phones ring, your home phone will ring. So instead of being someone who is like me, who sometimes has my phone buried in the bottom of my handbag, or it's muted because we're doing live TV, or it's on a charger in one of the other rooms. Now, as soon as your phone rings, so my cell phone is ringing right now, all 3 of my home handsets are ringing. Hey, babe. Yeah, I'm on TV. I'll call you back. Okay, love you. Bye. So really, really a great system, whether you want that landline, as you mentioned, Suzanne, or maybe you're watching the show tonight and you got rid of your landline a long time ago. You can simply use this system as an extension of your cell phones throughout your entire household, so you never miss that call again. Or you can use it both, with your landline and with your cell phone. So it really is completely and totally up to you. But with that Link2Cell technology, it's so cool, because a lot of us, we don't have great signals in our house.
Right.
You know, I have to stand on one foot with my left cheek pressed against the glass in my living room to be able to hear somebody on my cell phone. With this Panasonic system now, you can talk on your much more comfortable, less hot home handset, and you can leave your cell phone on the charger. It's amazing.
Well, and to your point, I have a friend of mine, Amy, she lives in Fuquay Varina, North Carolina. And she always says, can you just call me back on my landline? Because her cell service is the absolute worst at her house. She cannot get a cell phone call for the life of her, or again, she has to go to some obscure little corner of her house because that's the only place she can get a single signal. And a lot of people have that experience, you know, where you're like, oh, my cell phone just stings where I'm at. Now you're not gonna have that problem because you're gonna have that dedicated landline. Also too, as I mentioned, now's the time where we really should think about those emergencies, the hurricanes, the tornadoes. When you lose power, typically, what are you gonna charge your cell phone up with if you have no power? With this, it's going to be able to continue to give you phone access because typically the phone lines are buried underground in most communities. And so you're gonna have that backup in case there is an emergency. Also, I just love the darn convenience. Having 3 phones spread around your house, especially since it's hooked to your cell phone. So you come home, you leave your cell phone in your handbag, no matter where you are, the bedroom, maybe you're out back in the laundry area or the garage, maybe you're upstairs in a different room. Your cell phone rings, but you can answer it and your telephone's right there. And Lori, I think that's why this has been so popular, is that marriage between, yeah, we love our cell phone, but we love the convenience of having these around the house. And also something else I loved that you explained to me earlier when we were talking is I can transfer all my cell phone contacts to this easily. Can you elaborate on that for a moment?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, the struggle is real. We've all done this, right? You get out your cell phone because you got to get the phone number so that you can dial it into your more comfortable home handset because this is more comfortable. It has a better signal. It's not hot on your face. Instead of having to deal with that, you can now sync up to 3,000 names and numbers. So it could be all the phone numbers from your phone, your husband's phone, and they can all live in your home phones. So now you have that very complete home phone book right on your home phone. But you
don't have to type them all in. You don't have to type them in.
Nope. No, it just syncs and it just populates.
That's brilliant.
Isn't that cool?
That's
and it
really
even keeps them separate. So it could be phone book 1, phone book 2. You can even name them. So if you want one that's your husband's phone book and one that's yours, it's really cool. The other thing that's amazing too, and I know you and I have both dealt with this, Suzanne, text messages, right? So if you are charging your cell phone, have you ever done this? You walk over to your cell eventually and you see you've missed 14 text messages and it was all real important stuff.
Right.
So with this system, this will actually notify you when you get that text message.
No
and
kidding.
not only will it ding and say text message, it's going to tell you who that text message is from. So you're going to get that.
Text message from Hubby Ken.
So hubby Ken, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Just texted me, and he's in my phone book as hubby Ken. So that's how I know it was him. So I could be in any room in my house, hear my home phones announce that there's a text message on my cell phone, which could be, you know, in some faraway room charging, and I am never going to miss another text message ever again. Isn't that so cool?
We all,
and then
wait, I
one
gotta
more
tell
really
you,
cool thing.
Wait, we all think it's hilarious that you have to identify your husband by hubby. Like you're confused. You have 20 Kens in your life? Oh, that's hubby Ken.
You know, I have a lot of Kens in my life.
Okay, just checking. We thought that was kind of cute.
I give him little nicknames all the time. I can't help myself.
That is adorable. Hubby Ken.
Nickname.
Just in case I forget who that Ken is. Okay, so you said you're going to feature something else?
Yeah, so one of the other really cool ways that this has synergy with your cell phones is you can use your digital assistants. So again, this could be in the bottom of your handbag, your cell phones could be on chargers, they could be in any room in your house, right? And because it has a Bluetooth connection, so all you're gonna do is you're gonna connect one time via Bluetooth to your home system, and then every time you walk in your house and Bluetooth is turned on to your cell phone, then it's automatically gonna connect. So it'll just stay connected for you while you're at home. But you have a little microphone button down here at the bottom. So this is going to give you access to Siri if you're an Apple user or your Android phone, and all you do is touch. How many days until Christmas? 175 days. I heard that through my home phone. And then when I go to look at my cell phone, it brought the page up with that information. So you can send a text message by picking up your home handset through your cell phone.
Okay,
Isn't that so cool?
That is so, it's kind of the best of, it's the best of all worlds. Because a lot of us picked up the handheld units simply to have a backup for our cell phone in case it goes dead, right? And it is an emergency. Right. That's honestly why a lot of people have this Panasonic. But now that you can blend them both together so flawlessly and so easily, that makes this even better. And now think about it, it's like having 3 cell phones throughout your entire house when you really look at it that way. And so if you have a, you know, if you've got your cell phone and it's always in the kitchen in your handbag, and you're like, oh man, I got a text message, I gotta run all the way to the kitchen to see what it is, this is gonna alert you. If someone calls you on your cell phone, it's gonna come through on here, and you might be in the back, let's say your garage, you're working on a hobby. In fact, what is the range on this? How far can I go? Because that's another benefit that I love.
Yeah, I mean, Panasonic is no joke. They're a global leader for a reason. They're the #1 top seller in the world of home phones, and they basically put in a range extender. So this is technology that's called DECT 6+ technology. So Suzanne, you're gonna be able to wander away from these base stations from 100 feet all the way up to 1,000 feet, depending on the layout of your home. So if you wanna use one, you know, in the outside garage, or maybe you're doing a little bit of gardening, set it outside. You have your little cradle. So there's this one really sleek, convenient one here, maybe put that one in the kitchen. And then you just have these little charging cables for the others. These can plug wherever you have power. If you're using that landline feature, this one plugs into the landline. If you're not using a landline, you can just use these as an extension of your cell phone throughout your entire household. But real quick, once again, I want to show you the magic button. So this is that dedicated call blocking button right here. You touch that call blocking button, Suzanne, and it's going to give you a range of choices here. You can block a single number. You can block an entire range of numbers. So if there's an area code driving you crazy, then you can block it. You can even block unknown caller ID. So you never have to deal with an unknown caller ID call calling into your home ever again. You can dedicate silent times with this system. So if you have kids sleeping at night, you also have really, really easy buttons and controls. Your menus are right here, but you also have an intercom. So I thought this was a really, really fun feature. So you can intercom to each of the individual handsets. I named this one kitchen, bedroom, living room, or you can just intercom to all of them. So listen to how cool that is. It intercoms throughout the whole house. So instead of screaming, hey, everybody, dinner's ready, you know, down the hallway, right. Now everyone knows because you can just intercom to the various handsets. You can pick and choose or do them all, which is a really cool feature as well. Okay, that is so smart too. Well, again, what if you're inside, or maybe you're in your craft room and your husband's in the kitchen? Instead of having to go up the steps and open a door and go, or go all the way to where you are so he can ask you a question, I would love that. You just literally intercom it and say, hey, dinner's ready, or hey, can you bring something back, or bring me something, or whatever you might have to say. That's another awesome, awesome feature. Talk about something that's incredibly feature rich. And again, think about how much you spend just on buying one handset. These can easily be $25 a piece. So the fact that we've got a 1-hour offer, it's now down to about 40 minutes offer, you can get this deal for a rock bottom price, $54.99, but all the top tech features that you could have. Remember, it's the best of your cell phone now combined with the best of a landline. So you have that security, you have that safety, you have that range, you have the ability to have phones in lots of rooms in your home now, and also it's going to beautifully and flawlessly work back to your cell phone that might be in your purse in the bedroom. You know, I love that feature too, because what happens, Lori, you might be at one end of the house and you hear your cell phone ringing and you're just running for it. You know, you're like, oh geez, and you go all the way to the kitchen and then you've missed the call. Or you've just simply missed an important call because you couldn't hear your cell phone. I think that combination of both worlds being brilliantly put together is what makes this very, very special. Yeah, it's so awesome, so feature-packed. If you've never tried that Link2Cell technology from Panasonic before, this is a great chance to try it for an incredible price. This has a built-in digital answering machine with 18 minutes of record time, so it can take your messages for you. I love that. Incredible battery life. So you can talk for 10 hours straight, and then, Suzanne, 5 days of standby, which is amazing as well. Wow. So loaded with features, extension of your cell phone, awesome if you want to use it with or without a landline. I cannot recommend these enough, and for this price, steal a couple of them. It's a great deal. All right, I'm not letting Lori go very far because one of my favorite items is actually coming up next. So Lori, stay with me, okay? Yes, ma'am.
All right, very good. But first, we're going to take a quick break and tell you more about our big birthday. But prior to doing that, let's talk about our HSN card. We have a great card. If you use it, the first thing after you apply and you're approved is that you will get $10 off whatever that first purchase is. It's our way of saying thanks. But what's really special is all the goodies that come to you after you have it. All right, coming up next, we've got one of my favorite electronic items in the show, so stick around.
Now more than